Hello and welcome to PaxAriaGaming. This is Reg with episode 8 of Nioh 3. So, in the previous episode, we continued exploration in Anoya, completed the Those Who Live in the Shadows quest, and the Fated Land quest of Ii Naotora. And we fought a boss, Ryomen Sakuna, was the final boss of that region. So we're picking up right after that. So we're going to start by talking to E. We spoke to her after the boss fight, but it asked us to speak to her again, so I'm assuming it means speak to her back at the castle. Yes, it does. It has a little marker, so let's go talk to her. And there she is.
Lord Takechiyo, thank you for the help at Liotan Temple. I do apologize, but I have another favor I wish to ask of you. To the hills north of this castle lies a temple infested with yokai. That temple, too, has ties to the Ii clan. I cannot abandon it, but I must remain at the castle, as I've been tasked with repairing the enclosure. Would you defeat the yokai and bring peace to the temple?
Okay, we have the mountain key, so we're going to go to this temple, which is located in Hamamatsu Hill. That's where the original temple was. And this is where the other temple is. But there's a chest down here that we need to get. It's been driving me crazy for a while. It's right there. I actually didn't think I could jump over that railing. I was trying to jump up instead of jumping down. With the magic of fast travel, we are here. I'm never sure how big these spaces are, these temples. So we'll just go with the flow. And we need to explore Hamamatsu Hill anyway. We had sort of dipped into it for another quest. We didn't fully explore the area. Ah, we have an enemy base. There were only 5 enemies. So let's take them out and continue along our merry way. These have been interesting. They haven't been very difficult. Especially since you seem to always be able to get the jump on the enemies. So if they don't see you, they're pretty easy to snipe. If they see you, generally it's one at a time that they will approach you. It's not like you'll end up having to fight 3 of them at the same time. So it's pretty easy. They're fun. As you can see, I'm continuing to use the split staff that I started using in the last episode. So when you get to the point in the game where you can equip 2 weapons, and you will reach a point in the game where you can equip 2 weapons, it will likely be the dual katanas and a split staff for me on the ninja, and the switchglaive and the dual swords on the, or dual katanas on the samurai. I have to, one of the things I have to remind myself to do is to stop making my samurais overweight. The ninja is probably a total of maybe 50 pounds or something like that, or 50% of weight. Whereas the samurai is usually in the 70s, which gets you in that sort of warning period, that warning area. Okay, that takes us out of the area, so let's go find the boss of this dark realm. Sometimes the enemy base is, you just have to defeat all the enemies and you're good. Other times you defeat the enemies and then you face a boss. I'm just making sure that there are no more. I know where the enemy is, but I'm making sure that there's no other doors or loot pieces that I'm missing. Okay, the enemy is right here. Oh, okay. I'm still using that, that paralysis summon. But once I unlock paralysis shuriken, I don't need to use that. The other thing is, when you stack different kinds of elemental magic on the enemy, it slows them down. Or, I don't know whether that happens automatically or whether it happens because
the yokai here have been driven away, but I still sense the presence of Arataman near the tower.
Or whether it happens because of the clan membership that you end up getting into. There are a couple of dozen clans, and you can choose which ones. Each clan has a different sort of buff, if you will.
A member of the Tokugawa clan.
Okay, so this is the real boss of it.
Dare you show yourself here?
Actually, no, sorry. This is the quest boss, which is different. It's the Ii Memento's quest, this particular boss. He's got a lot of health. That's what happens when you run out of ki. I brought help this time. Let's see if Shirishin can help out here.
A member of the Tokugawa clan.
Or at least can aggro the boss so that gets some good hits in. He still hits hard. He seems very resistant to the elements. He doesn't seem to be doing anything to them. Fire doesn't, electricity doesn't. Water did a little bit of damage in that first run. Water's definitely doing more damage than anything else we've done. How is he managing to block everything I throw at him? Okay, that did some damage. The other thing about these fights is, given some of these enemies have a bit of a key advantage over me, I should probably not be greedy. You know, the dip in strategy, get a couple of hits and go back, regain your key, and then dip in again. It's probably a smart strategy. I don't know if it's the most exciting strategy, but it's definitely smart. Because I notice when I'm fighting the monster-sized bosses, when they hit you, when you block, nice. You can get
Toyed with the loyalty of his warriors and made them into traitors.
You can get one good block off, but if you have these spinning enemies that will hit you multiple times, the first hit you block, the second one sort of damages you, the next ones just all hit you. And there's no way to regain your key when you're being hit with sort of the spinning blade attack. So the key, key.
A ghost who hates the Tokugawa clan. Perhaps it's my adopted brother, Naochika. He was of the Imagawa clan.
Well, now you
who
tell me.
executed him after accusations of conspiring with Lord Ieyasu.
Oh, okay, he's dead.
But I've heard it was all a scheme concocted by the Tokugawa clan from the start. His resentment must have led Naochika to become a vengeful spirit. Resentment is in no short supply during times of conflict, so ghosts and yokai abound. I must thank you again for your continued assistance, Lord Takechiyo.
Okay. Ii's Memento is done. So next up, what do we have? Okay, this headaches quest has been on the menu for a very long time. And part of it was in an area that was a significantly higher level, and so when that happens, I try to sort of work my way through, at least from an exploration standpoint, through the lower levels before getting there, and so that's why it's taken so long to get to Headache. But now that we're there, let's head to Lake Hamana, which is on the other side of Lake Sagano. I think it's Sagano or Sagano. Probably Sagano, since Nagano is pronounced Nagano and not Nagano. So I'm assuming that they're pronounced similarly. They were both Japanese, right? The Winter Olympics was in Nagano. You know, it's interesting because I wonder if some of these places still exist. Whereas I know in Ghost of Yotai, the main island that the story takes place on, the northernmost island in Japan, its name was changed. I think it's Hokkaido now, but it wasn't then in that story. It was a ouch. All right, let me pay attention to what I'm doing here. You know, since that is a red attack, I wonder if I could block that with the red burst counter. I haven't tried. It would be funny if you can block a, paralysis light by using that. But it is one of those red burst attacks. And I will tell you, I'm better at using them now, but some are easier to block than others. The timing on some of them is just so off that it's almost impossible to block them. And others you can block pretty easily. There is a perk that you can get, a skill that you can set that will eventually extend the range of your block opportunities. Now, I don't know whether that means it goes from 0.1 second to 0.2 seconds or something like that. It doesn't seem like it would be something that would be akin to using slot. That would break the game. So I don't think it's that. When we get there, we'll see. Wow.
Its fearsome power is said to have created Mount Fuji. But it should be sealed away. Something must have happened to free it. Be on your guard.
Okay. Daidara. Disaster at Lake Hamana. So these boulders that he's throwing at you, they don't hurt as much as you think they would for as big as they are. And you have plenty of things to hide behind, but you also have lots of enemies to fight along the way. Once you make it to the shrine, you're okay. And don't worry about exploring the rest of the island, you'll be able to do that later. But you can't do that while he's chucking boulders at you. You see, that one caught me and it didn't do a lot of damage. It sort of stuns you a little bit, but it doesn't, it's not like it takes away half. Oh, well, that one took away a lot more of my health than I thought. Okay, so we finally got close to a shrine. It's likely on the other side of this rock where I'm hiding. Yep. Okay, let's make a... We still got the crab creature over there. I was trying to lure him over, but he's not playing that game. So now we're gonna have to make a run for it. Okay, we should be good now. Yep, the music stopped. That's a good sign. Maybe time to start leveling up. Leveling up the guardian spirits and stuff like that. At least getting them beyond their basic level. I haven't done it because I'm not sure which one I want to stick with, but maybe I shouldn't commit to one of them because the main bosses tend to be fairly situational. Okay, we don't need to go that way because we're not going to fight while Deodara is tossing stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in the opposite direction. And when we clear this area, I'm assuming that will take care of Deodara, and then we'll be able to explore the rest of the island.
Such an enormous yokai! What could have happened to the shrine at Horie Castle?
This is a relatively small area, so we should be good. One of the secret little hacks to the game is that if you're using a rifle, like so, and you happen to run out of ammo, you can switch to a cannon, because apparently you have cannon ammo in your inventory as well. And with the ninja build, since I'm using a bow with that one, I guess I should map out. Well, I guess both of them don't need to do it. You can have a bow and a rifle, and on one of them, and then a cannon on the other. Actually, I guess you don't need to do that because you only equip one ranged weapon. So you can, once you run out of ammo on one, you can just switch to the other one. So basically, it gives you 3 versions of a ranged weapon that you can use. So you run out of ammo on one, you can use the other. So for instance, when you see the Cyclop creatures, the heaviest hitting ranged weapon you have should be the one you use for it.
Blooming out of season. Princess Sakura must be weeping tonight.
Princess Sakura. So for that guy, you would want to use the cannon. I've used arrows because that's all I had at the time. Maybe fire arrows does more damage. I try to shoot it in the eye to get a bullseye bonus. Or a headshot. Alright, that's the first time I got grabbed by her. Okay. I'm not sure what the little sand thing does. Okay. Give me your heart. Oh, sorry, your core, your soul core. Okay, now. You guys would not believe how much time I spent trying to hop up here. You cannot get up there. So trying to get up there is a waste of time. You see that glowing rock there? A little bit later you'll be able to break that, and then you'll be able to traverse that. But until then, there's no other way to get up there. And you can see that that little symbol over there indicating that it's locked. So once you see that, don't waste your time like I just did trying to figure out how to jump up there, because you won't be able to jump up. So what that means is we will take the only route available to us. Let's grab this item, and then we'll cross the bridge. Really eerie atmosphere here. The music is playing again. Ah, we have another shrine. Okay, I feel better. Whenever I see that, I feel better. Because it means we don't have a super long run back to get back here if we die.
The castle is completely infested with yokai, but this is the only way to the Keystone Shrine.
As always, when you see these little wells, chop at it. Most of the time you get a free elixir. Sometimes you get sometimes you get an enemy. Sometimes you don't. Most times I don't. But occasionally you'll get the enemy. Ouch, the little slime creatures. You just firebomb them, they're pretty easy. It's worth getting the extra elixir. If you're maxed out on elixirs, it'll just be sent to your stores. That way, they'll always be there. I love it when these guys, you hit them the first time, and they look stunned, like, where'd that come from? I didn't see this little guy here. The other thing you should do is pay real attention to the soul cores, because what happens is you'll get repeat soul cores like this little Gaki guy, but sometimes they're stronger than the previous ones. So you want to pay attention to that. As the game goes on, the soul cores that drop are stronger than the soul cores that dropped earlier in the game. So hitting the crystals on their head doesn't seem to do any more damage. Well, I guess it takes away their ki. Maybe that's what it does. Because if I was close enough at that point, I would have been able to get a critical hit on them. The fire arrows seem to do more damage. Yeah, than the regular arrows. Alright. I hear something else. Oh, you guy. He's over there. Okay. Different enemy, because arrows aren't doing a whole lot to him. Get it? paralysis thing only works for like a second. So it's really not useful. The utility of it is pretty low. So this will probably be the last time you actually see it in this video. I'll switch off to something else. Something that has a little bit more utility. There's a Kodama over there, but the door is locked. So what we are going to do is find the key, which means it's somewhere here. This guy is molesting some poor dead creature. Did you have the key?
It's the yokai! Protect the keystone at all costs, or that thing's seal will be broken!
Nope. There is the shrine. Nice. Life seal. Let's take a look at our little map. So we have a Takechiyo, some loot, a chest. I hear the Takechiyo. And then we have the main quest. Let's see if we can do some of this other stuff before we get to the main objective. Can I get behind this guy is the question. Yes, because he is busy not doing his job. Okay, so hear the Takechiyo really close. He's probably on the other side of that wall. One of the things you do when you hear them is the first thing you do is you look up. But because we're sort of in the mountains, sometimes these Takechios are actually in a little valley below where you are. So you can't see them just simply by looking up. Sometimes they're below you. We will eventually get it. Yeah, I know I'll be unlocking Fire Shuriken and some other, I think, was it Paralysis Shuriken, Fire Shuriken, and Poison Shuriken. The Pinwheel Shuriken I like because it hits the enemy twice. Well, it has a chance of hitting the enemy twice. So if you have a direct line of sight, and the enemy stands in one spot, the shuriken, depending on the distance from the enemy, will pass through the enemy, and on its return, it'll come back through him again. So basically doing twice the damage. But it depends on how fast an enemy you have. If you have a very large enemy, boss type enemy, it might actually work because it will hit them twice if you're close enough. If it's an enemy that moves around a lot, chances are you're going to miss. Hey, a hot spring. Nice. Let's do our little hot spring bath. It would be nice if they actually put these outside of a boss door, because you get a little bit of a buff of healing for a little while. But they never seem to be close to any of the bosses, or at least by the time you get to a boss from here, you've run out of the healing powers of the hot spring. Okay, we have an. Oh, actually, you know what? That hot spring is right near an enemy.
Why'd this have to happen while Lord Mototane is away? Hold fast! Don't let them near the shrine!
Okay, let's see if it's still going on while I fight this thing. Yes, it is. Okay, I stand corrected. This thing does not like water, I see. Okay, he's hurting me more than I'm healing. See, this is an example of a fast-moving enemy where the shuriken doesn't really work as well because he's just jumping all over the place. Did he try to kick me? What? Got that. And the little guy in there, through all of that, didn't bother coming out here to see what the commotion was. He's busy paying attention to whatever the loot was over there. That's crazy. You know, like, why didn't he come out here to help the guy? Let's grab this. Open this shortcut. Shortcuts are good. So whenever you find a door you can't open, or it says it doesn't open from this side, it means it's a shortcut. But you should find the other way of getting in and unlock it. Remember to unlock it. That's the hot spring. So
The yokai are frightfully strong. They even blew away the shrine's keystone.
okay.
Can anyone get that stone to a safe place?
Okay, so there's a keystone that's missing. And you need to put it here. Gotcha. So Takechiyo is going to have to go find it. Ah, we got a chest. Nice. And then carry it back here, because he does not have a poo-poo pot to plug it in. Cool. Items that I will likely never use, but okay, no problem. I can break it down. I still hear the Takechiyo. I should stop obsessing over him. I will eventually get to him. Okay, so we have a little crucible gauntlet to deal with.
The castle gets demolished by some strange rock, and now the yokai are here.
Okay. I think this is the only thing left to do. And maybe the keystone is in here somewhere. Of course, once you're in, you're in. There's no running out. You know, when I saw myself on fire, I sort of knew that was going to happen. I was like, don't let yourself get bum rushed by all the fire. And of course, I have a fire-equipped living artifact, which is not helpful in this fight. See if the water familiar helps. Oh my god. Great. This is where your fire shot comes from. Okay, my water familiar did absolutely nothing in that fight. That wasn't too bad. Even though I don't think I was well equipped for that, but I seemed to get through it anyway. This must be the keystone. So we're going to grab this, take it over to where we need to place it.
This stone, it has a mystical glow to it. Perhaps it will help us find a way to calm Daidara Bocchi. There must be somewhere it belongs. Let's look around.
Dude, we know where it belongs. Question is, can I remember where it belongs? It is annoying having to carry this back. It really is annoying. He's walking like he's got some urinary tract infection. There we go. And that should calm the beast. Going back to sleep or wherever he... Oh, no, maybe he died since we have his soul core.
It's been subdued! What an incredible sight!
I wonder what his soul core does.
Returning the stone was the right call. Life should return to the area soon. You've done well, Takechiyo.
Okay, this allows us to explore the rest of the island. So disaster at Lake Hamana is done. Chichiyo is right in front of us. Told you I'd get him. And as you can see, there is a Kodama that we need to go and get as well. Okay. Cell keys. Aha. What do you want to bet that the Kodama is locked in a prison cell somewhere? I mean, they show up on the map, but they could be above you, they could be below you, they could be, you know, any place. So it's never as simple as looking at the map saying, oh, the Kodama's right over here. And we've been here before. But this time around, we're coming to rescue the Kodama because we couldn't get into the jail cell where he's located. I'm lured away from its partner, so we can have a fairer fight. Buddy is seriously trying to kill me. That was an example of the shuriken hitting the enemy twice. I couldn't tell you how much damage it did because I was too busy running for my life. I need a cup of coffee. What is up with this? All of a sudden, I'm missing, yep, there he is over there. That's the key, cell key. We get some loot. Ninja locks, get a ninja point. Have the Kodama back. Go home. Or actually, go to the shrine. Get another Kodama soul core. This one's level 30. So I need to actually look at the soul cores I've used and see what level they are. So see whether or not I have a matching one that's a higher level. Just to make sure I'm not using weaker soul cores than I need to be. You know, it's a part of the equipment and skill management stuff that I generally will do off when I'm not recording. Or even if I do it when I am recording, I usually edit it out because I take my time doing it and it takes a lot of time. And I'm not sure people are interested in watching me do that. But I had promised myself I would do it at the end or the beginning of each session just to make sure that I have everything ready and I wouldn't change during a recording session. But I take that back, because if I get something really, really, really good, if I ever am able to defeat a Blood Edge demon, I'm definitely going to immediately equip its soul core. My understanding is they're among the best in the game. So that'll be the only time I do that. Everything else I'll have to wait. Here we're just trying to make our way back across that bridge that connected us to this little separate area. And then we can explore the rest of the island. As you can see, we've done everything on this little piece. There's another section that's sort of blocked off that we can't access at this point. So we'll just handle the stuff that we can access. And that's an example of the shuriken being too far away. So it's a waste of a shuriken. That was a waste of a shuriken as well. So unlike the other shurikens, the pinwheel shuriken will come back. So in order for it to be effective, you need to be within a hitting range. And you know, once you play around with it, you sort of know what the range is. You know, sometimes I rely a little bit too much on my Omnio magic, but then I am playing a bit of a mage build in this playthrough, so That item is driving me insane, but I know you can't get to it until you unlock that other area, so I should just put it out of my head. I keep thinking there's another way. No, that way is right there, and there's nothing we can do about this at this point. So this is marked on the map, but it's marked as locked. So any of these previous spaces on the maps that we've been to where you see the locks, if you check back occasionally, you'll see when they become unlocked once you get the particular thing that you need to get through them, and then you can just go back on your own time and sort of deal with them. There is a master over here, a random master, not a master that's an NPC player.
Their strength is... it's inhuman.
Now, I'm probably not going to be good enough to beat this master, so I'll give it a try or two, and then I'll come back, because I have to come back here anyway, right, to get into that other space. So I'm not too worried about this guy at this point, but we'll give it a shot. Let's grab this. At least we'll know what his fighting style is. And then we'll take out the rest of the loot from the island. Well, first things first, we have a kappa over there. Let's approach him from behind. The loot. So with as much loot as you're finding, you know, earlier in the game I was just simply disassembling everything because there was just so much of it in my inventory. But the smarter move would be to use them to get soul ores. The soul ores are what you need to level up your weapons and level up your guardian spirit. So when I think about how many I've disassembled and the few occasions where I've just dropped a bunch of them on the map because I was out in the middle of a quest and didn't want to, you know, zip to where the nearest Kodama or go all the way back to the Eternal Rift, even though you could easily go back there, right? Sort of a fast travel. I could kick myself. So I'll definitely pay more attention to that in the future and do a little bit more of that. All right, we have a Scampus here who's going to take us on a little journey. How did you go, buddy? Down there. Okay. Scampus does some crazy shit where he jumps into these spaces. I'm like, how the hell did he get up there? So you have to figure out your way. Let's grab this loot. At least this was a short run. Some of the other ones are longer runs. This one's, well, we were in a small, relatively small region. So grab a furball and a nice blade. And some more loot. It. What else? There's the master right there. Let's go do that. I said we were going to do it, and at least give it a try, and then I ran off. So let's go back and do that. He's level 37, so he's a little bit above me in terms of level.
So you wish to rule this land? Allow me to measure your worth.
Apparently I cannot knock him off the map. Okay. So I was not patient, and if he had attacked me when I had no key, that probably would have been one hit. A one shot. So I should be a little bit careful about fighting this guy. I don't know what the hell that was. See, wailing on him when he's blocking is like a waste. This is definitely not having an impact on his key at all. Oh shit, he just dodged my, oh my god. I should just stick with the strategy I'm using. It works. Just jump up, get a couple of hits in, back off. There's no need to be greedy. See, that almost cost me my life. You know, it looks so stupid when you miss that. If you're close enough to actually get the hits in, you actually stun lock the enemies, and it's pretty funny to watch. But when you miss it, you just stand there wailing away with your dual swords. It looks really stupid. Combo. Oh, okay. A little guardian spirit attack actually took away almost all of his ki. But he recovers so fast. I don't think I can really do anything with that. And he's got a larger ki pool than me, so even when I get it low, by the time I get it that low, I'm out of ki. Actually, this is a pretty good run. Okay, well, there you have it. That's what happens when you make one mistake. Okay, so I got a buddy to help with the fight, not knowing that you can't bring a buddy to a fight, to a solo fight. So he's not going to appear. He says, it seems they want to engage in solitary combat with a powerful foe. So he's not going to show up. So now that I've summoned this AI summons, who's going to apparently stay with me forever, I guess I could go back to the shrine and, you know, make him go away that way, I think. I haven't figured out how to make him go away. So what we're going to do, while I have him with me, is we're going to do some damage. I think the only thing left in this area is the area I just marked on the map, which is a this area here, but it may very well be that there are no enemies to fight. If they're not, then we'll just go to another area. Yeah, there are no enemies. Okay, cool. Okay, no worries. So since we're done here, again, very small area to work with. There's no, other than the stuff that you can pick up on the ground here, there are no other treasures until that other area is unlocked. There isn't anything else you can do here. So we will fast travel to some other location where we can See, when it works, it looks great. When it doesn't work, you look like an idiot. Okay. All right. No. May as well get some Amaretto while I'm here. So I'm not going to complain. As long as we have this guy with us. I think that's something else we can't use. As long as we have him with us, we'll just keep doing random things. So let's call this the exploration part of this video. You know, I haven't timed how long these AI guys last. When you want them to go away, it seems like they last forever. Okay, they don't seem to have a timer. I just googled it. It says that they last until their health bar drops to 0. It does not run on a real-time timer, but they leave once their specific task or meter runs out. So he didn't have a real specific task. But if we were fighting a boss, he would have left after the boss fight. The other thing is if they move too far away from where they spawned, they'll also disappear. Although I don't know that that's actually true because I have used a shrine to fast travel somewhere else and they're still with me. But I'm not complaining. I mean, I guess the only thing it really costs you are the those Ochako cups. And if there were a lot of red ones around, I could actually use him to fight them. But I actually haven't needed help fighting those guys to get those cups when I need them. You pick them up randomly through the game, and you got me stuck in this little corner. You pick them up randomly in the game anyway, so you shouldn't need to fight for them unless you get stuck on a boss somewhere and you've used them all out fighting a boss. Or one of those blood edge demons, because they're difficult. All of this should be familiar with you guys because we handled we handled these regions earlier in the game. Once he goes away, we will get back to the headache quest. This was a fun area to do. And I did it. I did it solo. You don't really need help coming to this area. I mean, I guess you would if you aggroed everybody would come after you, but I was doing the ninja stealth stuff and just picked them off one at a time. Hopped on the boat. Grabbed a couple of Kodama that were over there. Ouch. A treasure chest and a Takechiyo. It was fun. It's not an area that's overwhelming with enemies, and they all sit around like this guy doing nothing until they get run up on. Now, once you get to the boat, which in and of itself is a little bit tricky, so you need ranged attacks to attack the guys who are defending the boat from the upper decks. And once you drop the ladder down, should you die, then it's easy to get back to. You just go back to the ladder. Go back to the ladder and climb up. Yeah, there's no real treasure to get here because I got it all. So it's just me running around. Looks like he's about to disappear anyway, since this little timer thing looks like it's getting close to 0. Yeah, I took care of the main enemies earlier. So the people who were on the boat, they're not there anymore. The people who were on the deck over there, and where the Kodama was, all of those guys are gone. So there's really nothing to do here, except there's a piece of loot up there that I missed earlier. Oops. Okay, guess the game doesn't want you using that because there's a ladder right here saying, why don't you just climb the ladder? The ladder, grab the loot. Some arrows. Head to the other end. I don't think there are any enemies down here. I know there's some off to the right if I go up that little hill. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I defeated them. So I don't know whether those are enemies that come back. Okay, this is a tough guy, so let's take him out. Yeah, the very first time I faced that enemy, it was a little nerve-wracking. Okay, he just left. And now we can get back to our business. So very intimidating because he does these little Wolverine swipes. But since then, he definitely does not appear to be, even though he's got these wild frenetic movements, doesn't appear to be as difficult as I thought he was. And clearly he's weak to water. So that's the other thing that's good to know. Okay, so we still obviously haven't completed Hamamatsu Hill. There's still some things to do. So there's a Chichiyo, there's a Jesus statue, some other things in the area that we need to do along the way to the headache quest. There is a spirit vein that probably will allow us to access areas that we couldn't before. Let's see where this leads. All right, there's a little miner guy and a big miner guy. Let's take out the little miner guy. The big miner guy was always going to be the tougher of the two. See, when it works beautifully. But like I said, when it doesn't work, you look like an idiot. So, I'm not complaining. Rebounding surge. Wait. That's all there was? Really? That's it? I'm shocked. Okay. Alright, so I guess we're going back to Hamamatsu Hill. We have 2 Chichiyos and a Jesus statue and the headache quest line. Okay, so I hear him. If you just... Oh, he's here. Okay. I was going to say, if you just wait, because he may be behind the trees, you'll see him. Like so. Samurai locks. Got a samurai point. Okay. So we have... Oh, we also have a Kodama in this area we haven't gotten yet. So we may as well do this stuff while we're at it, and we may be able to clear the whole area. Oh, it's one of these floppy-eared guys. With the goofy walk. And the sonic screech. I guess he's supposed to be part bat or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that thing is supposed to be. Yeah, two of them are a pain in the ass. Because you get one there. Who can stun lock you with the little screeches, and then the other one below that have these really wild ass swings when they're swinging on you. Okay, once again, we hear the Takechiyo. We can't get him yet. We're gonna get the giant caterpillar. I think it's a caterpillar. It looks like a caterpillar. Well, its big ass mouth doesn't look like a caterpillar, but his legs do. So we'll entice him to come up here, and then we'll beat him to death. There you go. There's some. This guy here who's messing with some loot. Okay. We have a Ieyasu statue nearby. We have some more loot nearby as well. So let's make our rounds. Yeah, I think the more you offer, and then make sure to pray to the Ieyasu statue while you're here. I've, you know, you can offer varying amounts, and I have a boatload of gold because I really haven't bought anything. So if I wanted to, I could have offered, let's say, 9,000 gold, and probably would have gotten a better item. But since I'm finding you know, so many items in the game, I'm not too worried about, you know, finding stuff. These guys are so goofy. Oh my goodness. They are so goofy. He's just bopping along. Life is good. Doesn't have a care in the world. I'm a happy little yokai. Minding my business. Oh, who the hell are you? Why are you bothering me? He didn't learn, he just kept coming at me. Ah, we have another enemy base. 7 enemies here. Well, now 6. Good job of loot. It's funny because some enemy bases show up on the map as enemy bases, and some of them will not show up as an enemy base until you get pretty close to it. So I'm not sure why that happens. Okay, we've taken out 2 of them. Okay, 3 down. Okay, 4 down. Chest. Nice. It's interesting, in most of these open buildings, there's something in there that you can get, whether it's a small chest or some other kind of loot. So it really is worth exploring every single one of those buildings. I didn't think that was the case early in the game. Because there were a lot of buildings. I was like, okay, but I guess...
Oh, Hachiman Daibosatsu, please grant us fortune in battle.
if the door is open, you should go in and take a look. If there's a hole in the roof, you should climb up, jump down, and take a look. But sometimes you can see on the map that there's an item, but you can't figure out how to get in to get the item. That means there's a hole in the roof or a key that you need. So if there's an item in there, there's a way to get to it. Okay, yeah. He's a little ticked off at me for sniping him from a distance. Okay, that's 5 of 7. Number 6 over here. Grab attack. Leaves him exhausted. Alright. We need one more. There's an item over here. Let's grab it. This is telling me there's a Kodama somewhere nearby. And here's the item. Okay, so he's not behind the building. He may be in the building. It's protected by one of these guys. If you don't like water, let's see how this works out for you. not work out very well for him. All right. So he was 7 of 7. And there's a chest, and there's the Kodama. Hey, buddy, go home. Join your brethren. Let's see what's in here. Some decent stuff. And looks like we are on the road. Oh, there is another Kodama over there. There's another Takechiyo. (23 of 27). Kodama and Takechiyo are 24 and 25. All right, let's try for the Kodama. Yeah. The funny thing, like I said, about the Kodamas is they could be, especially in an environment like this, they could easily be on a cliffside somewhere, right? As I said, they could easily be on a cliffside somewhere. So there you have it. The Kodama. And in some cases, in certain parts of the game, you can't get to them, even if you can see them, even if you know they're on the map, because you haven't unlocked another part of the map first. So just be aware that if you can't get them now, you can always go back and get them a little bit later. Okay, this guy was going to ambush me, so we're going to ambush him. And he got killed by the boulder that he was going to ambush me with. Fate. We have a Kappa. Who's trying to make the great escape. As you can see, I did switch back to my dual swords. Okay. Trying to see if I see the Takechiyo that's over here somewhere. But let's grab this chest since we are in the chest area. Samurai locks. So we have plenty of these samurai and ninja locks. And I have to be honest, I don't use them as much as I should. You know, if I have them, I may as well just unlock everything. There's no reason not to. If I have them, they do no good just sitting there, right? So they only benefit you if you use them. I think the reason I have so many is because I've only focused on 2 weapons for each of the 2 components of Takechiyo. Right? The dual swords and the split staff, and then for the samurai part, the dual katanas and the switchglaive. So if I were unlocking, you know, so I guess once I've maxed everything out in those 2 areas, you know, I'll explore other weapons. You know, at least unlock them. I don't know whether I'll actually explore them in terms of using them, like the hammer, the axe, the odachi, things like that. I thought I would be using the kasurigama, which I did use quite a bit in Nioh 2. But for some reason, I think I tried it early in the game, and it wasn't as good as I remembered, but that might very well be because it was an early game, a very early game weapon. And I hadn't unlocked any skills for it yet, so that may be. So maybe I'll invest some in the kasurigama as well.
No one's got anything to steal in times like these. Those yokai are bad for business.
I know we said we would be doing Headache, and you're wondering, well, why isn't this guy doing Headache? This is not the Headache quest. Well, part of it is because we hadn't explored. I didn't realize how much of Hamamatsu Hill we had not explored. And so that sort of changed my objective a little bit. That is to do the exploration for that, and then complete the Headache quest line.
A medicinal recipe? Requiring a yokai's gallstone? The thought of using such a thing as medicine is rather nauseating. But if you insist, perhaps we ought to speak with Ieyasu once more.
All right, so even with all that exploring, we are going to actually get back to it. So, and silly me, there he is. Let's grab this guy. And then we can, unless there's really loot close by, we will fast travel back to the castle. When I say the castle, I know there are multiple castles in the game. I'm talking about Hamamatsu Castle. So let's talk to Grandpa. And he's going to send us on a very, very short quest that will complete the Headache quest line.
Lord Takechiyo, you've returned. Lord Ieyasu's headaches are getting worse. What's more, yokai have appeared in the castle, and they are preventing repairs. Problems just keep cropping up. I think I'm getting a headache too.
You guys are suffering from twin aneurysms. Okay, so the goal here is to take out the yokai, which will give us the ingredient we need to cure Grandpop's headache. And maybe he'll share it with his buddy. I don't know whether he's going to share it or not. We'll find out.
A rather peculiar-looking yokai. Wait, wasn't that the yokai referenced in the recipe? After it, Takechiyo! You don't let it get away!
This guy's a little pain in the ass. How long is he gonna do this? Well, he doesn't seem particularly strong, but he's just a pain in the ass to catch. It's like a giant. I don't know what he is. Like a. Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell he is. Ouch. Okay, well, what he is pretty strong. And what he is someone I can't... I can't seem to time his, ouch, his red burst attacks. Jesus, he's got a long range. Oh, okay. He's got a little vacuum thing going. Still didn't time it. Inhaled one of the bombs, and we defeated another formidable enemy. We have the yokai gallstone. Now we need to take this to the blacksmith. Not quite sure why a blacksmith would be able to make the tea that's needed for Grandpop, but okay.
How goes your mission? Be seeing you.
Okay, let's go back. Give him the tea, which should complete the quest.
What's that? You defeated all the yokai and obtained medicine? That is most excellent. Please, then, take this.
It has an exceedingly strange flavor, but the headache I was complaining of has vanished instantly. This medicine is excellent. What was it made from?
The gallbladder of a yokai, but you don't want to know that.
You don't know either. That's a shame. A medicine like this would be of great value to the soldiers. I hope to make such a medicine one day.
there we have it. Headaches is finally done. A quest we actually started, or at least said we were going to start, like an episode and a half ago. But finally, we've concluded that one, and so
Better he doesn't know what was in it.
we will end the episode here, and I will see you guys in episode 9. Thanks for joining me in episode 8. This is Reg with PaxAriaGaming, saying thanks for riding along with me on this fun journey, and I will see you in the next one. So if you like this video, hit the like button. Better yet, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you in episode 9 very soon. Uploads every Tuesday and Friday. Bye.